Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Hopefully, you guys are having a great time. Now, as a side note, want to let you guys know that I am super excited about all these um, Bernie Sanders um, memes going around. Uh, I just think it's hilarious. They're awesome. They're super funny. Tons of Bernie Sanders memes going around. So hopefully you've enjoyed some of those. On my personal page, I've got a little thread going of the best Bernie Sanders memes. So I encourage you, if you need a laugh, need something just to fill you up a little bit as we get going here for the weekend, go check out my thread on the best Bernie Sanders memes. So, want to talk to you a little bit about a couple of things that were brought up in one of my coaching sessions. Was talking about upward communication. How do you get the people above you? Maybe it's your supervisor, maybe it's elders, board members, senior leadership, lead pastor, whatever it might be, on board with your ministry. I hear so often youth pastors, children's pastors, associate pastors that are saying, man, I just don't feel like my pastor supports the ministry. I don't feel like they know what's going on. They don't care. And oftentimes, here's why: because they don't know. They don't know. No one has told them. And so who's responsible to tell them? You are. We are responsible to give them the information, to give them the context. The other thing about it is that when we properly communicate with them and to them, we control the narrative. We allow them to hear what we want them to hear. Now, that's not manipulation, but typically what happens is when we don't preload, when we don't share that information on a consistent basis, all they hear is the negative stuff. They get pulled aside by some parent. Did you hear that this thing got canceled? Or did you hear that this thing? And here's the deal. What I want to encourage you guys to do is to get in the habit of preloading, giving your supervisors information. Okay. One thing that you could do is at the end of every week's service, if you or a monthly service, whatever your ministry is doing, is just shoot your supervisor a little bit of a report. So, hey, here's the numbers for the night. Here's kind of a testimony that was happened this night. Man, this happened, that happened. Maybe if the offering is a big deal at your church, give them the offering numbers, salvation numbers, baptism numbers, whatever those numbers are, those metrics that they're looking for. But also let them know about some stories. Also, anything that might be draw attention in maybe a negative light, share that ahead of time. Hey, I know that the chairs aren't put away. We had a late night. My plan is to come in early tomorrow and clean all that up and fix that up. Don't worry about that. I got this. Hey, I know that we didn't clean up after, the grills are still out, whatever, after the barbecue. We've got it. Don't worry about it. We know that it's there. Okay. So letting them know what's going on, but also sharing testimonies about people's stories, about people coming to know the Lord, about people diving deeper into discipleship, committing to volunteering, and sharing these stories so that your supervisor, your lead pastor, whoever it might be, can share that. Also, making sure that they know about events. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to supervisors who've said they don't even know that an event is coming up. And so a parent pulls them aside in the middle of the hallway and they're like, hey, do you have the information about winter camp? And they're like, we're going to winter camp? You know what I mean? Like they're shocked about that. And so you want to make sure that they know about VBS, that they know about camps, they know about outreaches, they know about those things. Now, they may not need to know about every single little detail, depending on your church, but at least those big things. How much does it cost? When is it? What's some of the vital information that you'd like them to help share? All of this helps them to stand up for you, defend you, be knowledgeable about what you're doing, supportive of you. And some of those things that you're going after, Maybe it's, hey, we really want to have students sharing more testimonies in our services. We want students to begin to maybe lead a little bit more, sharing that with your supervisor so that they're supportive of that. Your board is supportive of that. So you're not going into a direction and you're 6 months down the road and they finally hear about it and they're like, whoa, you can't do that. That's not really what we want you doing. So that you're in line with where they want you to go in the vision of the greater church. And then again, if a parent comes and says, hey, did you know that students are teaching more? Or hey, did you know that they're doing this thing? They can defend you and say, yeah, we actually do know that. And they can stand up with you. And so I want to encourage you guys, share it with your upper leadership so that they can support you, they can defend you, they know what's going on, and they're not always blindsided when parents come to them or people in the church come to them and say, hey, did you know what was going on? It's like, yeah, we actually did know what's going on. And they're loaded with the proper information so that they can stand up with you, defend you, all that kind of stuff. And so oftentimes, it's like, man, why doesn't the pastor talk about the kids ministry? Because they don't know what's going on. So make sure you're helping them to know what's going on. In staff meetings, make sure you turn in those reports, but also staff meetings, talk about the ministry in positive ways so that it's not just the negative things that get shared. Share the positive stuff so they know what's going on. Right, Gary? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So you guys, make sure you're sharing the proper information at the right time to share the positive things that are going on so that the pastors, your supervisors, they know what's going on. The elders of the church know what's going on. They can stand up for you. They can support you. They can know what's going on. So have a great weekend, guys. We'll